Hi guys, I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas holiday period and an awesome New Year's. I can't believe it's 2014, that doesn't even feel like it's real life. Anyway, today I'm going to be filming a Ouija board FAQ. So before I start, if you are watching this and you don't like Ouija boards, don't watch. Yeah, basically don't watch. And also, I've done a fair few Ouija boards in my life. I've got a Ouija board video of me and my mum actually doing a Ouija board, so I'll put that link below if you haven't already seen it. And I've also got a video up on how I make my Ouija boards, so I'll put that link down below as well. But basically, when I first started experiencing paranormal things, before I started making YouTube videos, there's a website called yourghoststories.com. And basically that's where I kind of had my outlet to kind of tell my stories and, you know, get other people's opinions. And I read some like horrific experiences that people have had on that website. Having said that, I have been fortunate enough to where I have not had a bad experience with a Ouija board. I have once, but the two people that I was doing it with were kind of idiots, and I don't know, like, when I've done it properly, I've never had a bad experience. Having said that, I used to refer Ouija boards as kind of playing with fire. You'll eventually get burnt. It's hard because, like I said, I haven't had a bad experience, so I am kind of like not all for it. I mean, I still think, you know, that you have to be careful and whatever. But I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just my experiences are going to be different to someone else that you ask. So I'm going to be answering these questions based off my views and my experiences. So if I don't answer them how you want them to, I'm sorry. So I'm going to get into the questions. I haven't read through these, and I also haven't written down any extra questions or any extra kind of things I think you guys should know. So I'll go through the questions, and then if there's something that I think of, I'll tell you guys. So the first one is Kayla. She said, is it true you can become possessed by an evil spirit by using one? So never happened to me. Choking, fuck. Hold on. Ugh. Now my eyes watering. Fantastic. Never happened to me, but I've heard stories of it. But then I think it depends on the person and the situation and whatever. So I guess it could be true. I've heard stories of it happening. Rachel said, where can you get one and how much do they cost? Also, does it work every time? Like, are there always ghosts around, and are they always willing to communicate? Okay, so to answer the first part, I make my own. I think in America, I've read online that like Toys R Us or something sells them, which I think is fucking stupid, excuse my language, because it's not a fucking kid's toy, so I don't know why Toys R Us would sell it, but I've read online and seen people like in forums and stuff saying that it's bullshit that Toys R Us sells them. If not, you could probably get them on eBay or something. But yeah, so if you want to know where you can get one, probably eBay's probably got them, or you can make your own. So that's why I'll put the link to how I make it below. But the way I make it is so like unconventional, but it works. And then also, does it work every time, and are there always spirits around, and are they always willing to communicate? Okay, no, it does not work every time. I don't know why. I wish I had all the answers. I think, you know, just sometimes I find it really, sorry, my eyes watering, really depends who you do it with. When I've done it with my mum, we usually can get it to work all the time. I did it with a guy that I used to be best friends with, and we couldn't get it to work without my mum. I think it depends on, you know, I mean, they feed off your energy, which sounds really like revolting, they feed off your energy, but they do. So I think, you know, if you're not in the right mindset, or my mum's always kind of, actually no, okay, so I have a good example. Ali, can you not? I'm trying to film a video here. The time that I did it with the guy that I used to be best friends with, the board, that sounded really wrong. My mum was seeing this guy, and Ali, is that necessary? Just sit down. Okay, well, she's going to scratch the couch. He kind of thought Ouija boards were a heap of shit and did not believe in it. And Mum and, his name's James, the guy that I used to be best friends with, James, and I was sitting around the coffee table, and my mum's ex now ex, was in the room, and we could not get it to work, and he was sitting there and he was like, it's bullshit, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. As soon as he left the room, it worked. So I think it depends, you know, who you have doing it. I think if you really believe that it'll work, it will. Having said that, sometimes it just doesn't. I assume there are always spirits around, but you know, sometimes they might just not feel like talking. Once again, I don't have the answers. Casey said you can get one at Spencer's. Okay, I don't know what Spencer's is. I think that's a shop in America. So if anyone's watching this in America, you can get a Ouija board at Spencer's. Thanks, Casey. And she also said, I wanted to know if anything ever happened to you after the time you did the Ouija board with your mum. Okay, so many people are like, oh my God, did you fall? Did you fall? No, but having said that, I'm clumsy as fuck, so I trip all the time. But no, nothing like massive happened, thank God. Someone said, when will I get married? Inbox me the answer, please. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know when you're going to get married. Jessica said, if you do a Ouija board in your house and communicate with someone, does that mean the spirit is like always living in your house? Okay, so I don't know. I always play it the safe way. So, I mean, it really depends on your religion and your beliefs and everything like that. I personally really like sage. I like burning sage. It's an ancient... No, it's not ancient, that's not the word I'm looking for. It's like an American Indian, I'm pretty sure that's where it originates from. It just cleanses the air, gets rid of all the negative energy. Mum and I haven't saged this unit that we live in at the moment. We probably should, but I usually always sage after I do a Ouija board session, or even, sorry, I'm like fidgeting because I haven't filmed a video in so long. I'm like twisting this wire around. Even if like, there was a while where Mum and I, when we lived at the unit, the old unit that we used to live in, there was like a lot of paranormal things going on, and it was just, the air was really heavy, and it was just really like you could feel it, like the air was so heavy, like I feel like you could have cut it with a knife. And we saged, and it was like an immediate, like after we did it, I was like, oh, I can breathe. Like it was almost like you couldn't breathe properly. So I don't know if it's always living in your house, but you can always sage or cleanse your house, or you can, you know, bless your house. It really just depends on your personal beliefs and everything like that. So I don't really know because I don't have the answers. I don't know. But I don't know. Some people think spirits are everywhere, so there's probably already spirits in your house anyway. Rosa said maybe go through the do's and don'ts of using a Ouija board. I've seen that question a couple of other people have asked, so thank you, Rosa. I'll keep going through the questions, and then if there's anything that I think I need to add on top of it, then I'll go through anything else. Nicole said, have you ever had a bad experience, or has a spirit ever stayed with you even after you finish the session? The only bad experience that I've had, like I said, actually no, I don't know if did I say it in this one? I can't remember because I've already filmed this video once before, and I don't remember if I said it in this one or not. Yeah, I did say it in this one. The two girls that I did it with, they were just being stupid, and I just don't think they really understood. I mean, it's not something to joke around with. You know, you're contacting spirits, and a lot of the time, you know, you got to take everything they say with a grain of salt, to be honest. Like, I mean, as much as I love to think, you know, that I have spoken to my grandma, and that, you know, I have spoken to my friend that passed away, and Mum and I were actually talking about doing one, speaking to my papa that passed away in September. As much as, you know, you'd love to think that, hey, I'm actually able to talk to them, you've kind of got to take it with a grain of salt. The bad experience that I had with those two girls, don't really remember it that much because it was like a long time ago, like 5 or 6 years ago now. But it was just like, you know, you're gonna get raped, I'm gonna kill you, and like, I mean, it wasn't really scary because it's just, I don't know, I think it depends on the mindset that you're in, you know. If you don't laugh and you don't take it as a joke, my mum's always taught me when you do it to treat them with respect and not be an asshole and an idiot. So, I mean, I haven't had anything bad happen, but that was probably the only negative experience that I've had, and it was just because of the people that I was with. Has a spirit ever stayed with you even after you finish the session? Well, once we were talking to my grandma, well, they said it was, in the old unit, and I was sitting on the couch doing it, like on this coffee table here, and there was like, I could feel like a presence next to me, and then she was like, I'm sitting next to you, but that not really after. But that, like I said, I always sage and cleanse the house after I finished anyway, so even if there was anything negative or whatever, it would go. Nanki, sorry if I said your name wrong, said, what are the pros and cons to doing a Ouija board? Like I said, I kind of refer it to, it's like playing with fire. I mean, you might get burnt. Oh, you're probably bound to get burnt. I mean, I guess you've kind of just got to go in with an open mind and don't take anything too seriously. The pros are that, you know, you'd like to think that you are speaking to someone that's passed away, but the cons are, it's really draining. I don't know if it's just because, like, I'm gifted, that it drains me a lot, but after I do a Ouija board session, I'm always so exhausted, like I have no energy, I could just nap. And also, you know, I mean, bad things can happen, but like I said, if you're not an idiot about it, then you should be fine. Victoria said, have you ever come into contact with the spirit Zaz or Zozo? My friends and I have had very bad experiences with it. I haven't, I don't think, but I've read stories on it and it's supposedly really common. Yeah, I haven't, so whatever you want to ask me about it, I'm probably going to be a really bad person to talk to about it. But like I said, there's that website called Your Ghost Stories. So if you know, if you guys ever inbox me or something, a question or you know, anything like that, and I don't reply to you in time for you wanting to know, or there's something that I say like, hey, I actually have no idea about this subject, like for example, Victoria, your question, I would probably suggest going to yourghoststories.com. And I mean, it takes a while because you have to type up your story, but there's other people that I mean, there's so many people on that website that there's bound to be at least a couple of people that have had somewhat of a similar experience as you, so they're going to be able to talk to you more. So I would suggest going on that website. Destiny said, have you or do you know anyone that has gotten in touch with the infamous Ouija demon? She just said the same thing. I don't know anyone, but I've read stories on that website about it. Maddie said, can using a Ouija board help someone get in touch with their sixth sense better? I suppose it could in a way, really. Yeah, I suppose it probably could, because, you know, you're delving into that aspect of things. So yeah, I imagine that it would. Sarah, I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry, said, I use a Ouija board sometimes when the activities are more powerful here, but I'm not sure how to do certain things in the right way. How do you open and close a session? Do you have to ask spirits before you close the session? Sorry for my English, I'm Italian. Well, your English was pretty good. How do you open and close the session? Well, I kind of just, usually, before I do one, I usually say to myself, or my mum and I will say one, you know, like, we only want, and this is, I'd really recommend this if you're going to be doing it, and I think this might be why I've never had a bad experience, is because, you know, I always say, like, we only accept negative spirits, no, we only accept positive spirits, positive energy, no negativity is allowed, you know, we only want white light, and just, you can Google it, there's heaps. I kind of try to as well, not meditate, but before I do one, I kind of go into a zone, I guess meditation, where I like imagine myself standing anywhere, and I imagine like a white ball of light like covering me, and that's kind of my way of like protecting myself, I guess. Yeah, so that's probably what I would do, and then after you close the session, just say goodbye, and then kind of repeat what you said at the beginning, but saying like, you know, any negativity can leave now, and then you can either, you know, cleanse or bless your area or your house or yourself or whatever you want to do. Luke said, yay, can't wait. Well, I'm filming it now. Ava said, do's and don'ts. Yep, I'll say that at the end. Everyone said do's and don'ts. Sabrina said, I miss you so much, hope you're fine and doing well. Kaylee said do's and don'ts, I'll get to it. And Carla said, should I do it alone? I've tried to do it alone a couple of times and I've never had any luck, but some people have. I guess it just depends on your energy and, you know, who's around and who's willing to talk and whatnot. But yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend to do it alone, just because I've heard bad stories of people doing it alone. yeah, I probably wouldn't do it alone. So as a quick recap, I would probably say when it comes to doing a Ouija board, don't be an idiot when you're doing it. You know, treat whoever you're talking to with respect. If you go in with a negative mind thinking, oh my god, this is going to happen, oh my god, really bad things are going to happen, chances are they probably will. I'm the kind of person, like, what you put out into the universe you'll get back. So if you're kind of walking around all negative, or you know, you're doing something negative, it's not going to really go the way that you want it to go. It'll go negatively. So yeah, just go in with a positive mind. Take everything that is said with a grain of salt. I mean, I think when James and I did it, we spoke to a friend of ours that passed away when we were 10, and when we were talking to him, he was like, you know, I'm with the angels. And I mean, it made us cry because we were happy and everything, but you've still, you know, take everything with a grain of salt. Yeah, try and always say like an opening and closing prayer or little saying or something like that. It just kind of helps. And I would always recommend cleansing after you do it, just in case there's anything hanging around. But most of all, yeah, just be careful. I mean, don't really think too much into it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I've also, quick update on my paranormal situation of things. So, the really only like profound thing that's happened recently that I can think of, well actually, okay, there's one thing that I forgot to mention in my last video when I was telling you guys everything about my papa and, you know, things that have happened, paranormal experiences regarding him, but I'm pretty sure I didn't say this. If I did, I'm repeating myself, but whatever. I have a reason as to why. So he used to call every Sunday at 7:30 on the dot, or like 7:28, like 2 minutes before 7:30. And when his dementia got bad, he stopped calling or whatever. Anyway, I think it was like the week after he passed away, we got a phone call at 7:28 on the... We got a phone call at like 7:28, and I was kind of like all up in the air. I was like, oh, should I answer it? Should I not answer it? By the time I was like, I'll answer it, I went to the phone, and just as I was about to pick it up, it stopped ringing. And that's happened a couple of times at 7:28 on Sundays. Something happened, I don't know what day it was, and it wasn't a Sunday, it was during the day. The home phone was ringing, and I was walking up to it. I think I was in my room doing my makeup or getting ready for work or something, and just as I went to answer it, the thought of Papa popped in my head, and just as I went to answer it, I picked it up, and it was like all static, and I was like, oh, hello, 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 and it was weird because I hadn't been thinking about him, and then just as I went to answer it, I thought of him. That happened to Mum as well. It was about a week or two ago. I was out with Nathan. We were house sitting at a friend's house, and they were away, so we were like, oh, we might as well stay there and, you know, get some time to ourselves or whatever. And Mum got a call. It was like at 11 p.m. and like 12:30 or 1 in the morning, and both of the times they were static, and she thought it was Papa. Also, I think it was the night before, no, maybe 2-3 nights ago, right near my light switch, as soon as you get into my room, I have this thing, and you guys will probably know what I'm talking about. It's like, how do I explain it? So it's like a long piece of string, and at the bottom it has like a moon, and then it's got bells and stuff on it. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. I've seen them. I think they're Mexican or Spanish, and they usually have like a little piñata sort of thing on the bottom. I'm so explaining that wrong, but I think you guys get what I mean. So anyway, I've had that on my wall for like the longest time, and I've got it blue tacked at the top with like a lot of blue tacked, and then I also have the bottom, the moon, blue tacked to the wall so it won't swing in the wind, so the bells don't make any noise like ever. And the other night it was like 11 p.m. and I'm sitting on my computer, you know, and I hear like the bells just violently, like it was like someone had like bashed it, or it was just like they rang and then they stopped, or like someone shook it and then held it, and I was like, oh my god. And so Ali, my dog, she was in my mum's room asleep, and she came out because the bells woke her up, and I'm sitting there like shitting myself because I'm like, holy fuck, something's just made the bells ring. And then maybe like half an hour after that, I heard a crash, and the bells from the wall had fallen, but they were near my bed, which is like a meter away. If they were gonna fall, they're like above like a kind of thing of drawers, just like a small one. So if they were gonna fall, they probably would have fell on the drawers or fallen behind the drawers. No, they were near my bed. Yeah, so I get a lot of you guys asking me if I still get scared. Shit like that freaks me out. Yeah. So I'm going to go now because I'm going to Alana's house for a swim because it's like really hot at the moment. But I hope you guys liked my video. I hope I answered everything. I think I pretty much covered it all. If I think of anything else, I'll make a new video or something. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!